Hey guys, Master Turtle here, and today I'd like to talk about the most American superheroes in the world. We have Captain America and Superman, and it is the cusp of the US election. So while we're waiting for the final results, I'd like to just talk about toys. Now, for those who don't know, and for those who really like the 7-inch scale, we finally have two lines that really scale well together. And I'll be talking about Diamond Select's Marvel Select line and Todd McFarlane's DC Multiverse line. Now, before we talk about these two figures, I'd like to start off with they finally look really good together. And the reason for that is because I think they kind of operate on the same scale. Now, the in-house production team, DC Direct, is unfortunately gone because they have laid off and basically restructured the company. Although I do see some shipments that should be released at some point of their DC Essentials line, I think they are basically dead. And I do really like the DC Direct line. For those who don't know, I think they follow more of a 6.5-inch scale rather than 7 inches. So I'll bring in an example here. This is Shazam from the New 52, but you can tell that he is definitely about a head shorter than everybody else. And this is very consistent with the DC Direct line. I don't think that if you're talking about scale, typically 7 inches means that it falls within 1/10 of the original height of the character. Now, I think 6.5 inches is where most characters kind of stand and vary on that end. But I think for Marvel Select and DC Select, they kind of stand above 7 inches typically. So I'm not sure if it's exactly a 1/10 scale. I think a 7-inch scale might be a better way to compare them. And for those who don't know, there have been multiple versions of these two characters, Captain America and Superman, and I gotta say, this Superman is my favorite. You can definitely tell that his entire body sculpt, his head, his hair, look at those curls, man. Those curls are amazing. I really like what the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse has been able to produce, and I'm very excited for the rest of Dark Knight's Metal. Now, in terms of Marvel Select, now you can see that this is a modern Captain America with a modern style costume. And I don't have his shield because I bought him loose. So I use the Stan Lee shield as a stand-in for now. I really do like this costume in particular. It looks like the movie. It also gives me a sense that this is a modern interpretation. So now Marvel Select, Diamond Select has better articulation. They have some articulation in the waist, but typically in the older figures, they did not. So I'm hoping to do a Marvel versus DC display for these figures because I can finally do it. The DC Direct never really looked right, although I have a lot of DC Directs and they are supposed to represent all the different teams that I really like. So I'll still have that on display. But I mean, a Marvel versus DC, I think we finally have the right ingredients for this soup. And I definitely want to see Captain America versus Superman, but even more so, I'd like to see the Avengers versus Dark Knight's Metal, the Batmans from the Dark Multiverse. And now what I'll do is I'd just like to talk about sort of what I'm thinking to do with my collection and also for more videos. I do want to go through my substantial collection just to show everyone what sort of things I collect. And this is not just a Ninja Turtles video channel. This is a toy channel in general. So let's just go through and take a look at some of the Marvel Selects just for fun. And I'm just going to gloss over all the Ninja Turtle stuff. Now, this is my Marvel Select collection. And as you can see, not all of these are Marvel Select. Let's start kind of with the Fantastic Four. Only The Thing was released. The main weakness of Marvel Select is that there's definitely less character variety. They don't want to take many chances on a character that won't sell well. Although, recently, they announced a Human Torch in the Marvel Select line. So I'm excited to get that Human Torch. Although I will say that this Human Torch from the Marvel Legends line and the Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman are really cool. I do like them, but I hope eventually we will have a full set. I have this sort of custom Tigra, but she is not quite complete. I need to do maybe a repaint on the skin because she's a bit more orange. You can see that I have a Marvel Legends Falcon in the back, Namor. I really like the Doctor Strange. Although he doesn't really have much articulation, he definitely looks the part. I especially like his blue costume. I've got this Iron Man that I previously customized. He looked a lot worse. He was a really weird looking gold, and his chest piece was yellow, but I really wanted him to look good, so I think the yellow paint really did him some good. He definitely looks like the cartoon version. And then, of course, I have the growing Ant-Man display. As you can kind of see in the back, there are different scales of Ant-Man. There is no proper Marvel Select version. These are all either Marvel Legends, and what's even worse is the largest one is a DC 12-inch flash that I bought from Walmart, and I customized to look like the Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes Ant-Man. I also have Thor here, which I do like this Thor, although as you can see, a lot of the Marvel Selects don't have any waist articulation. This is for the older ones. More modern ones like the Black Panther, you can see that they started adding more articulation to the waist in general. And then here's this Captain America that I do like this version of the costume because this is the classic look. But again, in terms of my overall collection, there will be some variety in costume. So the Silver Centurion Iron Man that's being released soon, the re-release of the Thor with the spinning hammer, and then I already have a Captain America replacement. I really do want a Black Widow replacement just because I think she needs more articulation to do some better poses. This one's just so limited. Then we have, of course, the Hulk, which there will be a rampaging Hulk, which looks absolutely amazing. So unfortunately, this one's going to have to be retired. I do like it, though, so I'll definitely keep it. But I want to do a Hulk versus Hulk Buster display. That would be awesome. And then, of course, Marvel Legends, there is a Vision and Scarlet Witch. This is not Marvel Select. Then we have my X-Men here, which is a mix of sort of different lines, but mostly Marvel Select. I think Beast is in the back, so just so you can see. And I have a couple Marvel Legends kind of scattered in there. If you can kind of tell, there's Morph, and there's Blink. And then, unfortunately, I do have a Jean Grey, but I really wanted them to be in the proper scale, so I have this original costume Jean Grey instead of the Marvel Legends X-Men animated series version. And then, of course, Professor Xavier is also here from the Marvel Legends line. So I hope you enjoyed this sort of brief collection showing of my Marvel Select. And also, I'll just do a quick pan of my DC collection. I have the Bat Family. I have my version of the DC Direct Justice League, so I'll just zoom in a little bit on this one so you can kind of see. So this is from the animated series, and you can see, oh, why does this box look a little weird? I put in Martian Manhunter, John Jones, Green Lantern. The Trinity here is the original Trinity, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, from the New 52. And then, since the Justice League had a Wally West Flash, I have the Wally West Flash here. And then, of course, Hawkwoman. This is from the older DC Direct line. This wasn't really, there wasn't the proper design in the New 52 release. This is the original costume. There is, of course, an Earth 2, but I have a separate Earth 2 team. And then for those who like Green Lantern is up here. This is the Hal Jordan. And I have Constantine there. And one of my favorites is Swamp Thing. I think this is the figure that sold me on the line. This looks absolutely amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video and also this discussion about scale. Now these guys scale very well together because they're in the 6.5 inch, but if you try to put them versus the Marvel Select, they just look a little bit shorter all the time, and their heads are a little bit smaller. So I think these definitely shine better on their own. And for those who like to mix lines like I do, well, there's more to come. This is Master Turtle signing out. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know which line is your favorite, and what sort of combinations are you looking to put together.